Hello everyone and welcome to our weather update on Sunday, July 19th, 2026. Right, so we've currently come out of the highest temperatures of this current hot and dry spell, but nevertheless still quite warm and plenty of sunshine is available. We have, though, relocated high pressure to our northwest, and around that we bring in a northerly airflow originating from around Iceland and the North Atlantic Ocean. So therefore, things have cooled down a bit, and we've got a bit more cloud feeding into some more northern and exposed coasts on what is a more moisture-laden airflow. Regardless, though, areas further south and east will hang on to very pleasant spells of sunshine for a while longer, until models have now agreed more strongly on a breakdown more convincingly into something cooler and wetter, more Atlantic driven into the last week of July. But let's get through the next 3 days first. So here is the UKV. So you can see what's happening. A lot of sunshine today away from the exposed windward coast. That would be eastern England and across parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland. There was northern coast there. And today, well, basically the same. Some more cloud feeding in at times from the north, and a few showers might also feed into those north coasts. I will skim through these next few days because virtually they'll be the same. Tomorrow, Monday, possibly a bit more clouds, a bit more widespread there across Ireland and the UK, but on the whole, staying dry, apart from a few light showers, very isolated, and most of them will be in the north. Tuesday, again, the most dense cloud cover will be towards the north, while the more scattered cloud cover, interspersed with sunshine and long sunny spells at that, will be across parts of the south. Wednesday, again, very similar story. Long sunny spells in the south, always more clouds and only isolated bright breaks in the north. And we carry that through into Thursday and Friday. Beyond that, though, things could change. Right, so here's the temperature forecast. Again, we will skim through this because virtually the same across Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. In the south, in the Midlands and in shelter, well, highest temperatures, low 20s, or at times getting into the mid-20s Celsius. Otherwise, on those exposed, more northern coast, like high teens at best. Overnight, fresher also than of late. So temperatures getting down towards the low teens, possibly into the high single figures. Now, Monday, again, very similar story. Tuesday, just a brief flavour of those. Again, the maxima and minima very, very similar over the next few days. Maybe a bit warmer on Tuesday, more in a more widespread fashion. Same for Wednesday, maybe a bit hotter on Wednesday in the far south of England. And Thursday, again, very warm. Actually, I think that the UKV has upgraded these temperatures a bit over the past few runs. It's got more widespread high 20s popping up across England especially, so that's interesting. Here's the GFS. So again, high pressure to our west, anchored and rooted for the next few days, bringing in a northerly airflow. Well, it's not an Arctic northerly, but still bringing in a cooler effect, more moderating effects there from the northwest. So temperatures have lowered from the highest temperatures that we saw last week. Nevertheless, holding on to high temperatures further south, but more pleasant at that. Quite pleasant. That has to be said. Right, towards the weekend, this is what happens. So the high pressure that's over us into Wednesday and Thursday weakens and shrinks away to our southwest. the Azores retreats back towards the Azores, actually west of the Azores, and we drop in low pressure towards the weekend. So that brings properly wet weather to many areas of Ireland and the UK. Would you believe that after such a long run of dry and warm to hot weather? In fact, many areas of England and Wales, and parts of East and Southern and Central Ireland have seen the grass starting to go yellow. So the signs of a classic summer pattern is leaving its mark on the ground. It might be washed away by this more unsettled spell, driven in from the west through the end of July. But not all models have it lasting that long either. For example, GFS is begging to bring back high pressure right after that very brief interruption of low pressure. Still quite deep lows are to our north, bringing in westerly winds and more rain, actually into early August. Wow, look at that. The Azores starts going northwards towards Greenland, and deep low pressure from Ireland, the UK, all the way up towards Scandinavia, and we look very cool, and that's an Arctic northerly by Sunday, August 2nd. That is 2 weeks away, but that northerly is sourced from the Arctic. Not going to be cold, given it's August, but cool and wet. And more deep areas of low pressure spawning near Greenland and Iceland, starting to drop in from northwest, and the jet stream is coming in also from the northwest. You can see it there, quite strong actually, through there. And the Azores is well away to our west, displaced to our west. Here's the ECM. Once again, high pressure to our west, bringing in this pleasant spell away from the exposed northern coasts. Right, into the weekend again, low pressures are gearing up to our north and starting to drop in more rain bands and spells of rain and wind and showers from the northwest, and much cooler temperatures. Into start of next week again, we keep low pressure coming in from northwest. Although the Azores is aching to make a return after that brief blip, and ECM is in the south anyway by month's end, bringing in a return to warm weather, sunshine and high temperatures maybe, but in the north staying unsettled with that area of low pressure. Start of August, well, Azores is back over us, so there you go. What do you know, we're back to heat wave by that point most likely, and it's heading eastwards as well, so bringing up a hot wind flow from the southeast, and a thundery low is spawned as well. So that could be all fun and games. That could be all boom boom by August 3rd. That, of course, is a bank holiday. Long way off. GFS going for like an Arctic northerly, ECM going for, well, a hot southerly, so who knows. Yesterday's GFS runs went for heat waves start of August, so that's interesting. Maybe signs are there for a rise in temperatures again start of August. Given how the summer has progressed so far, would not surprise me. So here's the UK Met run. Again, high pressure hovering to our west, prolonging this dry spell. Well, perhaps not for much longer, because by next weekend, next Saturday especially, low pressure drops southwards, and its rain-bearing weather fronts come with. That is as far as we get to next Sunday. Driving in the winds from the west and northwest, cooler and more unsettled as also is well away to our southwest. And unfortunately we don't get into early August with the UK Met run. GEM, again high pressure is to our west. It will stay there for a week more, bringing in more dry weather, but a slight downtick in temperatures. Into the weekend, well, again, same trend. So I think quite strong, convincing agreement here with models that we will turn cooler and more settled, at least for a couple of days on the weekend and start of next week. Whether it's prolonged, whether it's like a proper pattern change, that's yet to be determined. GEM by next Wednesday. Well, low pressure is over to our east, clearing away, bringing in a cooler northerly airflow on the back edge. Is the Azores high looking ridgy? Is it about to make a move? Looks like it might be, but also notice that we've got a ridge going towards Greenland, and blocking in the summer often leads to low pressure being trapped over the country across, well, Western Europe in general, and that just brings in a summer washout. Jet stream, by that point, is still coming through the country, and it's quite flat, to be honest with you. It's coming through here. So it might bring this area of low pressure over the ridge and down into us. This could go many ways, but the Azores Eye is trying there by next Wednesday. So here's the icon. The icon, once again, high pressure, anchored and routed to our west. It will take a lot for it to go, but it starts to incrementally just inch its way westwards and southwards towards the end of the week. The icon, I think, less progressive with any change over the weekend. Notice how high pressure is still exerting an influence there across the south of the country anyway by next Saturday. Notice that. So any rainfall with that is heaviest in the north, and a lot of it does fizzle in the south, given that high pressure extension influence there. Low pressure much further northwards, as is the jet stream towards Scotland, and most of Ireland, Wales and England stays on the warmer side of the jet stream and the drier side as well. Okay, so here's the arpege. Well, high pressure to our west, yes. Always driest and sunniest and warmest the further south you go. Always coolest, cloudiest, and possibly dampest the further north you go. And by Thursday, well, low pressures are gearing up to our north. You can see quite a strong westerly flow starting to form a tightening gradient between low pressure towards like Canada and Greenland, Iceland, and high pressure near the Azores, hovering to our west. Jet stream is powering up as well. Might drop southwards. Right, so I'll actually have a look at the GFS 6Z as well. It's 11:52, so it means that it's almost out. Gets us to month end. I just spoiled it there. Did I? Yes. Anyway, we're from the start. So looks like this. High pressure to our west. Gradually, does it ease off? Yes, it does. Oh, has the GFS taken a turn? Yes, it has. So the GFS for the weekend now looks more like the icon. So high pressure, maintaining its influence actually across most areas. Let's look at the rainfall with that actually. Yeah, so Scotland and Northern England get most of the rain with that. It fizzles. Barely reaches many areas of like the Midlands, East and South of both Ireland and England. And back to the pressure. What happened? Okay. Okay, cool. Get rid of that. Right, so next Monday, look at that. No low pressure over us. High pressure maintaining its influence. It's really holding on. It's like it's really grown fond of us this summer, hasn't it? And it reaches back northwards next week. This pattern's, this is the first time I've seen this happen. In fact, start of next week looks quite, convictingly cool and wet. Not anymore. In fact, next Tuesday that will be widely warm, pushing hot in southern England, and dry with that, especially since the ground is dry, very dry now, and the drier the ground is, the easier it is for the sun to heat the air, because it's not wasting so much energy. We're not wasting, but using so much energy heating the ground. And well, next Tuesday, Wednesday are hot before it gets swept away by a deepening area of low pressure to our west that might bring a thundery cold front through. Might. And we end up looking quite cool and wet and showery by next Thursday. Month's end, well, high pressure from to our west, just to our west, say Biscay up towards the central Atlantic Ocean, up towards Greenland, up towards Svalbard, blocking high pressure, and low pressure deepens rapidly near Norway, down towards North Sea, and I think that could set us up for quite a quite a cooler start to August there, with a northerly influence and showers at times. So yeah, quite an interesting GFS 6 run there. It just shows you how unresolved. Starting this video, I thought that we were definitely going into like a cooler weather spell. We're definitely going into a cooler wetter spell through next weekend, start of next week. Now, I'm having second thoughts because the icon showed the high pressure just clinging on like that. Yeah, and now the GFS has turned against its original idea on the midnight run and has now gone for, like, just compare that next Saturday at 6 p.m. or low pressure's fully in next Sunday at 6 p.m. Yeah, low pressure's there now. Look at the 6 airs. Well, high pressure's really, really holding on tight there, isn't it? Yeah, so given the summer so far, given how the Azores high has really grown, really gained a liking for us, I would not rule out the GFS's change of mind and the icon's idea either. No, I definitely not rule that out. I'll keep you updated on how this evolves. Quite an interesting phase, of course. But yeah, hints are definitely there for another warm spell into the last part of July, start of August, and actually might just be this current warm spell, but ultra extended. We might never see an interruption to cooler weather. Cooler weather or wet weather. It might just be an extension to this, which has started at the start of this month. Now, that would make a month-long hot and dry spell. Okay, right. Let's digest that, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.